So today I want to show you guys how to get rid of ants. This is cheap and it's effective. And before you click off this video, because I know a lot of people only watch part of the way through, there's one thing you need to know. That you can't just use one method. Like say go buy some ant bait and expect that to work. It doesn't work, and I'll explain why. The reason why is ants are very industrious little critters. They will recognize that something is wrong with colony, and the colony will actually split apart. So instead of having one ant colony, you'll end up with like 3 separate ant colonies, and even though you killed a few ants, you'll end up with even more in the long run. So don't just go out, buy one ant bait or make some homemade ant bait and expect that to work, because it won't work. So first up, this is Terra. You can find it at almost any grocery store or home improvement store. It's relatively inexpensive. You just follow the instructions. It works pretty good, and this is a must-have if you're gonna try to kill off ants, because you can set this up inside a building or your house or whatever, and they will come to it and it will kill the ones that are coming into your building. Now second up, the second most important one here is this one in particular is Ortho Bug Be Gone. I got this at Home Depot. It's incredibly cheap. It was like $6. I've purchased stuff similar to this, the Home Depot brand. It was called HDX for $3.50. And what it is it's these granules, and you spread it around the perimeter of your building. I just take a cup and I spread it around in like a 2-foot kind of path along the building on the outside. And you just, again, follow the instructions on this. Like it says, it gives you 3 months protection, and this stuff works. The cheaper brands also work. It works fantastic. And generally, if I use the Terra and these bug killing granules like this Bug Be Gone here, I get rid of the ants no problem. On 2 different occasions I've used this method on separate buildings, and the ants were gone for well over 2 years, and it's always been effective. I've had to reapply a couple times where, say, it got hit with a sprinkler really hard and it washed away some of the granules, or we had a really hard rain, but other than reapplication, it was no big deal. As you can tell, this bag still has stuff in it, and it's been used a couple times. So you really get a big bang for your buck. This was like $6.50. I forget what the Terra was, but I believe it was under $8. I bought this at a Fred Meyer store. That's Kroger for some of you guys on the East Coast. Now another one that does work, but I don't always use it because it's not always necessary, is this Ortho Home Defense. And this is a big bottle, but you don't need a big bottle probably unless you're doing a large area. And the reason I'm bringing this out is if you have something that you can't move, such as a dumpster, and it needs to stay there and the ants are attracted to it, this Home Defense is great. You can spray it around the dumpster or on the dumpster itself, around the bottom or something, and keep the ants from going into it. And so if you have something like that that is attracting ants and you can't get rid of it, this is great for stationary objects like that. You just spray it on, and you can buy much smaller bottles. I don't know the exact price on this, but I'm sure you can Google it or find it at Home Depot or Lowe's. Now, another very important thing about getting rid of ants is what is attracting them. A lot of people, they'll have dishes in their sink, or they'll have a bag full of pop cans or something, or they'll have a sugar container, and the ants are attracted to that. So the best thing you can do is put stuff that's attracting them, like cereal or sugar, into airtight containers. This is a $1 container. I got this at a dollar store, and it would do the job just fine. If you had a small thing of sugar, you just put it in there, seal the lid up. This is a Gamma Seal bucket. That lid unscrews. It's got a rubber O-ring, and it can screw back on. So if you're into canning or something like that, or you're making wine and you have large amounts of sugar, you can easily seal it up in the bucket like that. Now if you're living in an apartment like that, or you're on a budget and you just don't want the ants getting into your Lucky Charms or something, you can always put them in the refrigerator or the freezer, and that works quite well because the ants aren't going to go in there. And oddly enough, it actually keeps your cereal crispier, and being cold doesn't hurt sugar at all either. So if ants are being attracted to something in your house, just seal it away so they can't get to it, so they're not attracted to it anymore. And another thing is to check out your building for ant habitat. I've seen ants build colonies into potted plants, house plants. So pay attention to where the ants are going. If you've got a house plant with ants in it, get rid of it. And that's definitely going to be part of your ant killing strategy. So if you do this correctly, you get rid of whatever is attracting them, you seal it up, and then you use the two that I showed you, the primaries. This is the Terra. You just follow the instructions, and then this is Bug Be Gone, and you follow instructions on that too. Between the two, it's gonna be about 15 bucks, maybe, probably less than that. And like I said, I've done this method a few times and it gets rid of the ants for years. So I hope this helps you guys out, and good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. All right.